Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we have one of the most fidgety knives I've experienced in a long time. This is very, very fun. Now, this is done by Indiana Knives, and it is OEM'd by Bestech. Now, the name of it is the EDZ. It's probably the initials of the owner of Indiana Knives, which is Eric Ziliak. Now, the steel, VANAX super clean steel. I think that's amazing. I absolutely love VANAX steel. And then the pre-order is opened up right now for about $310. It was going to be M390 at $280, but they changed it because they want something a little bit more unique, something a little bit, something that's cool, right? Which, M390 is cool, but not as cool as VANAX for sure. Now he's hoping to have them fulfilled by September to October, September, range. But there's no promises with that. But let's get into it. So I'm going to talk about the things that I think should change, that I don't like about it. But I'm going to talk about all the things I love about it. Now, one, like I said, I love VANAX. If you guys don't know, VANAX is basically a damn near corrosion-proof steel. In this case, being titanium, it's going to be almost a corrosion-proof knife. The only thing I could see getting any type of corrosion would maybe be the pivot and the button lock mechanism, which is probably going to be made out of some sort of marine-grade stainless or something, so it's most likely not going to have any problems. Now, the action is what is so good about this, because this thing is as fidgety as you could ever expect a knife to get. It is so fun. You can basically use this Mohawk flipper kind of like a lighter, and you just pull back, and it kind of feels like you're rolling the blade out, which you are. You're basically just rolling it out. Now you can grab it from up top. You can reach over the top. You can grab it from back here. Oops, that was my fault. You can go from the front flip. You can do the reach over. You can do the thumb flick. You can do the reverse flick. You can do the button flip. Like, there's so many ways to enjoy this thing, and it's got a cool sound to it. Listen to this. Now, I know you guys see that little bit of a bounce. We'll talk about that here in a second. Now, like I said, titanium scales, titanium milled pocket clip that works good. I've tried it in and out of the pocket, no complaints. It is reversible, as you can see, and they do have a little cover right there, so that's cool. Titanium backspacer. The hole is easy to get to, very easy to flick, and the top flipper is also placed very well. Now, the button is inset, so if you're left-handed, you most likely are not going to have a problem hitting the button. At least I don't. I'm not left-handed, but it's pretty inset, so you're less likely to have problems with it. Not saying if you don't intentionally try to push it that you won't have problems. Now, all in all, ergonomically wise, it is really good because it has like a sweep right here. So, and it's soft. It's not like there's no sharp angles or anything. So your middle finger lands really nicely right in there. And, it feels very good choking up. You can spin it around really nicely. No problems hitting the button with it reverse gripped. Now you can also choke back, but you're pretty far away from the edge back here, but it's comfortable, so you can do it. Now, let's talk about some complaints that I have really quick, because I think that it's important now that right now it's in prototype phase to get out what could be issues, right? One is the detent is too weak. It is very weak. This is beyond weak, but I understand that it kind of needs to be for this type of front flipper. However, it could be a little bit stronger because this is, like I said, it's very weak. Now, it works because of the type of flipper it is, but it's also, with the reverse flick, it feels entirely way too light. Yes, I can smack it out there. Yes, I can force it out there, and it's still fun. Fun as all hell. I love it. But hi, Editing Jared here. Now, I've been recently informed that as far as the button lock spring goes and how strong the detent is, they're thinking about doing two different size springs. So you can have a stronger or a lighter detent, or whatever preference you want. You can swap it if you want. Now, they're going to test out a stronger spring to see if that, makes it better, or otherwise just add in two different sizes so you can choose which one you want. I would love it a little bit more if the spring strength or maybe the plunge lock, since this is a button lock, had a little bit more resistance. You know, it's kind of understandable that it's going to need to be a little bit on the lighter side, but a little bit stronger would be great. Next is the stop pin in the closed position. So it has an internal stop pin for the open position, but in the closed position, it's using that little tiny guy. I know it looks like it's using it in the open position, but it's not. You can actually see a gap right there. But in the closed position, it's using it, right? So in the closed position, you can see it's hitting right here. So what I don't like about that is that it prevents me from, well, there's a couple things. One, you know, it's in a spot where if I sharpen all this steel out, I could possibly damage where it stops. And two, if I do sharpen out this steel, which is only a few sharpenings, I'm going to want to cut in my own sharpening choil, and I can't. So I would recommend backing up the stop pin, the closing stop pin, to maybe like right there, if it's possible, which it looks like it is. It looks like it wouldn't be a problem, you know, to have it there. But, you know, we'll see. But yeah, move it back here so that if I wanted to cut in a choil from here forward, I could without compromising the closing position. Or if I chipped my tip or chipped my edge and I needed to remove a bunch of steel in order to use my knife again, you know, I don't want to have to sharpen out that spot and damage the closing of the knife. One other complaint, which is kind of, you know, basically the same thing, is the actual plunge grind and sharpening choil. The plunge grind starts here, ends here. You only have a couple sharpenings, you know, before you hit the plunge grind, if that. You might hit the plunge grind just trying to sharpen it. So back this up back to here. Make sure the taper from the beginning of the plunge grind starts and ends far before the edge. Like right now, it starts here and it ends right there, rather than starting here and ending right here and then having all of that life to sharpen off. So I would say make that deeper, make that bigger, separate the end of the plunge grind from the edge so you have room to sharpen it without worrying about creating a smile or anything. Now, like I was talking about with the bounce, you know, I said I'd bring that back up. That's because of the detent being a little bit on the lighter side. Now, if I let go of the button, I can get it to stay. But if you hold the button, yeah, it's going to bounce. So that's mostly me, but it's also because it's very light. So if you smack it down hard, it's going to bounce. But like I said, with the plunge being a little bit more stronger, with a little bit stronger detent, it would be perfect. Now, all in all, TA hardware, love to see that. I'm glad it's not T6s. I think that's great. I love the overall look of it. I think it has a unique look. I don't think it looks like anything else out here. I think it's special, unique, fidgety as all, you know, as you can get. And I think it's awesome. I think it's really, really awesome. This is definitely one I am pretty excited about. And I love Wharncliffe blades. Wharncliffe blades are great. You know, they're just great for utility cuts. You can use them to slice stuff. You can also use them to reverse grip and cut straps and ropes and stuff. So it's a very useful, very, very useful fidget toy. So all in all, I'm loving it. I think it's awesome. I love that they're going to use VANAX. VANAX holds an incredible edge. As long as it's heat treated correctly, it holds an edge for a very long time, and in many cases even better than M390 as long as it's heat treated correctly. Basically corrosion proof, so you're never going to have to worry about that. Takes a ridiculously sharp edge, so lots of great qualities with VANAX, and this is one I'm definitely excited about. There you guys go. I love you guys. I'll link everything I can down in the description for you guys. If you guys do want to pre-order or, you know, whatever, get some other information that I might not have listed, it'll all be down in the description. I love you guys. Peace.